Hey, before we get in this episode, can you do us a favor? Will you go ahead and subscribe to the channel?
Will you ring that notification bell?
And if you would, give this video a like. Well, enough of that mumbo jumbo. Let's get to the episode.
Let's talk developmentally speaking, glow up, and connecting through wrestling.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Morty.
And I'm Brian.
And on today's episode of Developmentally Speaking presents Glow Up, we have Roxy Astor. Hello, Roxy. How you doing?
Hi, guys. How are you doing? Doing good.
Awesome. Great to hear
Yeah.
that. So here on Developmentally Speaking, we love to talk about how people get into wrestling and just dig a little bit deeper into that and what it's all about. So we know that the G.L.O.W story can be very unique because not everybody that went into G.L.O.W was realized that they were going to be going for wrestling. Some did, some didn't. I've heard. It was more of like just a casting call, correct?
Yes. Everybody has their different story, so that's why it's going to be unique. Mine was watching, as a G.L.O.W fan, watching TV. So, yes, I was a G.L.O.W fan that wanted to go try out and be a G.L.O.W girl. So, do you have what it takes? Call that number. And I called that number.
Wow.
And obviously, I had what it takes. So,
so take us through the process of how you went from calling the number to being the Roxy Astor that everybody saw on TV.
okay, so I would watch G.L.O.W every Saturday. I think it was Saturday morning, and I think it came on after WWF. So I'd watch a little bit of the men's wrestling, but I didn't quite get what the whole wrestling thing was. So, but once the girls popped up, the G.L.O.W girls, I was intrigued because I've never seen anything like that. So there was a phone number. And the way I am, if I want to do something, I just do it, and I don't even think twice about it. It's like taking your first bump. I was telling, not Coke, but a bump on the on the mat. Sorry, I'm from the '80s. Whoops. You don't have to, don't overthink it. So I called the number, and I was told that just show up on Sunset Boulevard. Here you go, and that was it. Now, keep in mind, I've never acted before. I was a hairdresser from Auburn, Washington, and I went to art school. So wrestling and acting was not anything that I even thought I would be doing. But it was just something that was so cool that it was like, I'll try it. But I found out also that there was like about 3,500 girls that tried out. And I feel like if I would have known that, I might have been a little intimidated. So I'm glad I didn't know.
Ignorance is bliss in this way, right?
That was
being ignorant to it. You didn't have as much stress on you, so you got to act freely and actually be you without worry. And I think in this case,
right.
it was great for you because I could understand that too.
Yeah,
I've done a lot of.
I'm sunburned. I'm sunburned here, just so you know. I'm not glowing. I'm actually sunburned.
I just had a sunburn a couple weeks ago, and I don't envy you. It hurts.
Oh, what's wrong with us? Glow up.
Yeah. So you said you heard 3,500 people, and you made the cut.
Women.
Right.
3,500 women.
That's a lot. That is a huge turnout.
Wow.
So, did you come up with your gimmick, or were you given your gimmick?
Okay, so for the audition, when I went to Sunset, I don't remember. I remember Rickless was there. He on the Riviera, and Matt Simber was there. And I think Steve was there, the referee. But I walked in with who I thought I was going to tell them who I was going to be. So I'm going to be a bad girl. This is who I am. And I guess in Hollywood, you don't do that. You're supposed to be given a script and you're supposed to listen to the director. But I kind of took it on myself to go, hey, this is what I'm going to do. So I guess I've kind of always lived life like that. So I had leather mini skirt, like these, what are those things at a Harley, those gloves, those, when you ride a Harley, because that's what my picture was when I got into G.L.O.W. That's what got the attention with the big blonde hair. So I went in and I slammed my fist on the table. And I'm like, yeah, this is who I am. And I had no clue what I was doing. I like nothing. And I'm just like, okay. And I'm like, I just screwed that up. I'm like, there is no way they're going to call me. And so back then, I remember we had, and then I think it was 2 days later, I got a phone call. But it was like, if you get to Vegas, you don't get paid. If you get to Vegas, you have a chance to try out. So I think I was one of the few that had a really cool car. I had a 924 Porsche. So I just packed up and took off to Vegas and gave it a chance. And boy, oh boy, that was an experience.
That's wow.
Hmm.
So when you finally became Roxy and were told kind of what the idea of the show was, which you probably already had a good idea because you already previously watched it. Um,
Yeah.
we've heard that if you were a baby face, you only could be seen with the baby faces. You only stayed with the baby faces. If you were a heel, you could only be with the heels. Which is good girls, bad girl. You could only be with your group, right? So,
Yeah.
um, so what was it like? Was it for some reason the way I picture it is like it would be almost like a camp where
It it was, you know what, it was like a sorority.
okay.
And I never went to college, so to me, that was my sorority that I didn't get from going, not going to college. But then again, I'm going to tell you, did I listen to the director or listen to them and stay away from the bad girls? Oh no! When you tell me not to do something, I will do it even twice as hard. So I was partying with Beastie while I was wrestling her during the day. We would hang out at a place called Tramps and go figure, and Sharks. And so I'd hang out with the bad girls and Daisy, and we had a good time. I always felt like I was gonna get busted, but the worst that could happen is that we would be fined $50. But that's also a bad thing too, because I found out I made less than everybody, so that would have been a hard hit.
Wow, you made less than everybody else. That's a shame.
Yeah, but you know what? Everything came out 30 years later of what we all made.
Oh my. Oh man. That's
I'm like, what? I
that's
made $350 a week.
okay.
That was it.
Wow. So, you named a few names, but if you could say some of the best friendships that you made back then, who would you say?
From back then.
Or
Okay.
now? I mean, I mean, I know you have had a lot of other projects that have came since Glow that have involved the Glow women and everything. So what are the relationships that have lasted the test of time?
Okay, well, okay, Sunny, she's back in my season 3 and 4. Now, thing is, I didn't like that because she was dating the director. So I felt like I was gonna get like busted. I hung out with her. I felt like she might have been like the spy in the group, so I stayed away from her. So her and I are friends, good friends now. But one of my really good friends, also too, for the last, I'm gonna say 7 years, believe it or not, Matilda the Hun,
Yeah.
Roxy Astor, Matilda the Hun. In fact,
Wow.
I did her eulogy at her memorial, which was such an honor for me to do that. And before I did that, I was given a necklace with her ashes from her son. So
Oh
that meant a
wow.
lot to me.
That is,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
But I
Um,
got to tell you something. I was such a fan of Matilda's back then.
Hmm.
And I'm like, she is like everything. I mean, when she came out and, the whole raw meat and everything, and very intimidating. But she's one of the reasons why I joined Glow because it just looks so much fun. And then we end up becoming best friends.
right. That's Matilda the Hun's actually when I first started, looking into Glow a few years back, because I'd heard it. My dad had told me about it, and because he watched it, and My mom had watched it when
Yeah.
when it was on, and I I started watching, and Matilda the Hun is the one that drew me in. I have to be honest, just because it was such a larger than life character.
Oh,
And I absolutely loved it because I've always been a heel mark. I mean that but
you know what? I can tell. I can because I'm feeling the vibe like this other dude right next to you. He's loving the baby faces, but with you, you're a dead giveaway. So, I'm
yeah,
saying I'm calling you out.
that's fine. I've been in the business for 12 years, and for about 9 of those years I've been a heel. So
You know what? I feel the vibe, but that's okay. We're here to do a show, so let's put all that aside, okay?
Glow has like it just has like this cult following, and it always it resurges every couple years, and every time it does, it just seems like it gets bigger and bigger. And that's like a test, to you guys, or how good of a job you did, and how much it meant to so many people that it has this cult following.
Well, I mean, you've also heard of the Afterglow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Afterglow? Okay, that was something that I did after the documentary. I wanted to bring more girls in because I felt like a lot of them were left out or not, contact or whatever happened. So I did a Kickstarter and raised $5,000, and that's when I first met Hilda. That was 2014. So I called her up. I called these girls up. I didn't have a dime. I'm just going, hey, if I get this and raise some money, show up. And they go, well, yeah. So I called Matilda, and I was really afraid to call her. I'm like, Matilda, will you come? I'll give you $100. And she goes, are you still with that boyfriend? I go, nope. She goes, I'll be there.
awesome.
So she showed up, and she was sitting next to me during the afterglow. So obviously I raised the money. I think I got 11 Glow girls on stage. So it's called the Afterglow Fan Party, where we brought the fans in. All the girls got their $100, and we had food there, and it turned out really good. And from then, I did the cruises, and then we did the play, which was the last thing that Matilda was in before she passed away.
That's absolutely fabulous that you had such a success with Afterglow, and I wish you more success with that. Uh-oh. Where do we go?
Oh no.
Hello.
Okay.
I think we lost it.
There you go. Let me fix this real fast. It jumped it to a different type of screen.
There we go.
There we go. All right.
So how was it doing the cruises and everything and the reception? That to me that would just be so much fun to do something like that.
Okay, and just to let you know too, number 4 cruise is coming up. I announced it a couple of weeks ago. We have the 4th Afterglow coming, and we're doing the Afterglow fan party in honor of Matilda. We also lost another Glow Girl, Angel, and we're doing the pub crawl in honor of Angel. So the cruises are amazing. The first one, I have to say though, it was on the Carnival. It was just a little 3-day cruise. But I'm going to tell you, the Glow Girls, I feel like we fanned out over the fans. We marked out for them, if that's what you want to say. We were like, oh my God, it's you from Facebook, Sylvester, Willie. And we were told, I'm going to say marking, right? For marks for them.
Yeah.
Am I saying it right?
Mm-hmm.
Deal. Am I saying it right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I understand that as well. I've done another YouTube channel that I had a fan base through, and they became friends with me on Facebook on my wrestling profile and all this different thing, and I've met them. The first ever person to ever like my channel, I met in Myrtle Beach, and it was just like, oh man, it's so cool to finally I understand that 100%.
Because I say that we, the Glow Girls, and as you too can say, we are nothing without them. Mm-hmm. We are just, and I just feel like we're regular people anyways,
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate the fans so much. I feel like they've really given Matilda a lot of good memories. I feel like they've brought me out of some dark times, and I'm saying these fans are amazing. So we call them am I saying it right? Our family.
I like
I
that.
hate saying fans. A fan is when you get hot and you want something to blow in your face. These are people that I'm going to go party with and have dinner and hang out
Yeah.
with. So, and I do it all the time, you know. So, and that's why I keep doing the cruises. And I know a lot of people when they do cruises, they do stay away from. You got to be that way, and you got to stay away. I'm like, no, no, no. You come at my door 6 a.m. Let's go party.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Let's go.
You have to let us know when that cruise is.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my! Oh, I have no clue. Whoa.
You know, women's wrestling came before Glow, but I truly believe that the gorgeous ladies of wrestling, were the pioneers of the sports entertainment style wrestling you see today in the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're the storytelling, the gimmicks, actually, you know, instead of just two ladies getting in the ring and beating the crap out of each other, they told a story. And
Hey, will you tell Jim Cornette that, please?
what was that?
Will you tell Jim Cornette that?
He's only about 40 minutes from us.
He's about 40 minutes away from us, so.
Oh, he hates us. But you know what? The more he hates on us is the more I love him. So you can tell him that too.
Well, he decided he didn't want to do our show, so you know it is what it is. You know, I respect all forms of wrestling and everybody from it. I love Jim. I love you guys, and I think that everybody has their place. Even though me and him have had disagreements in the past about, he's definitely a new school guy. I'm an old school guy when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah.
But I believe that every style has its place. Just because I don't necessarily like a certain style doesn't mean that it didn't belong.
Yeah.
And because
Except for when they bring MMA fighters in is when I don't like it.
all right, okay, and I could agree with that to definitely.
Separate the sport. I love boxing. I love MMA. When you mix it up, because I watch that. I love MMA and boxing. And I don't know if you know, my boyfriend is 2-time world kickbox champion, Dan Magnus. Really? So we both watch boxing and MMA. And so when we saw Ronda Rousey, we're like, no, go back to your sport. Go back.
No. Yeah. But yeah, and then of course there's Brock jumping. He jumped back and forth as well. Doing MMA and wrestling and football. I mean, he's done it all.
You talking about The Rock?
No, Brock Lesnar.
Oh, Brock is Brock. Yeah, Brock
can do whatever he wants, really, right?
He can do, yeah. He's just Brock.
Yeah,
so
for sure. So if there's anything that you want to have remembered from your time in Glow, what would it be?
From myself, or just anything that happened back then, or
anything that whatever came to your, as soon as I asked that question, whatever popped in your brain.
Well, I think it's with any wrestler or anybody who's been in front of a live audience. It's like those were the times that when I came out and they yelled Roxy Astor, and number one, when they first do that, it's like you feel like you have to run to the bathroom. And then it's like you're on. And it's just, I miss being in front of that audience, bringing that audience into what I'm doing. And there is honestly no bigger rush than that. And you know that too.
Absolutely.
I think that was the best time I in my life that I've ever had. I have nothing bad to say about Glow. I'm sorry, I wish I did, but I take everything as an experience. I'm friends with Justice, Dallas, who I never met, with so many of the Glow girls. And that's like a rare thing. Like in WWE, you're going to have your people, but you don't have this group of people like Glow. Like we are the only Glow group Like, you can't get into that group. Like, that's it. And when we lost Matilda, that was a hard hit. But when we lost Angel, that was even harder because it was unexpected and she was young. So, just to have that group of girls that we still talk to now is just a real rare thing. So I think, living in apartments and just working with them and seeing them every day for 2 seasons and then partying with them at nighttime and talking to them now about their kids and life and stuff. It's been great. And that's why I won't let go, is because I just feel like there's something still there. And like with the Afterglow and just with the Glow girls, and the Glow fans don't want us to let go. They want to keep it going.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, want to thank you again for this interview. It's definitely an honor to have you on here. And usually at the end of these interviews, and you've already touched on some of this, but we like to give you a chance to plug anything that you're working on or anything that's coming up, so that everybody that watches this knows what's going on in the life of Roxy Astor.
I like that Rocky, but it's actually Roxy. But yeah, you can call me Roxy.
I said Roxy. I think it might have cut out. I do apologize, but
oh no, don't apologize. I will take that Rocky. And if you haven't noticed, I have been plugging away anyways in between.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I don't know if you know that we did a play with 5 original Glow girls. We won from Broadway World Best Ensemble of the Decade and Best Director of the Decade from Broadway World. Well, we also won, and that was Matilda's. Before she passed away, she found out that we also won Most Anticipated Production coming to Vegas. So we are trying to get to Vegas, where I have 5 original Glow girls again, some new girls that are going to be in the play. So that is something that I have to finish. I have to finish it for Matilda. I have to finish it for the fans, because the Afterglow, I'm going to call it right now, it's just a sitting title, Afterglow Extravaganza, 80s Extravaganza, will be in Vegas, and we're coming back where we left off. And to me, I also say it's where Glow Netflix left off. So we're coming back. We are coming back, and coming back with the cruise. So right now we're looking at St. Thomas and Tropical. And if anybody who's been on an Afterglow cruise, they begged me. People had begged me to bring this cruise back. We were going to go out in April before the pandemic. I decided to actually say, I was talking to Dallas, and we weren't feeling good about it, and I didn't want the Afterglow to have a bad name or whatever. This is before we really knew what was going on. So everything was done. We had the shows, everything. I had 4 events going on. Everything was done. And I said, just get your money back, guys. We'll come back when it's time. So you know what? May 2023, it is time, baby.
Fantastic.
We are ready to party, and always with the free drink package.
There you go.
Nice. Absolutely.
That is a must. So I'm bringing it back for the fans and our friends, because they're asking us to bring it back. So you guys should go on it.
Nice.
Count me in.
That's great.
Count it in.
That sounds great.
You'll be a fan. Even if you don't want to be, you will be.
Awesome.
And if you have wives, the wives will have either girlfriends. They'll even have more fun.
Right. Yeah.
And if there's anything we can do on our end, just let us know, and we'll.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic.
And you got the rough looking Roxy, but you know what? I stay true to my word.
You look great. Absolutely great. And thank you again so much for being on our show. And if you'd like to be on again, just let us know. It'd be an absolute pleasure to have you again.
Okay, but you got one rap coming. You got a rap coming. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Now that you know my name is Roxy, it's obvious that I'm rich and foxy. In the ring, there's no one faster, because they can't meet Roxy Astor. Ha!
Nice. That is great.
Oh,
thank you so much. Thank you. have a great evening. Thank you for taking time to be here and speak with us. And
Thank you. Baby faces, boo hills. Okay.
have a good one.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody, it's Morty.
It's Brian.
And thank you for watching today's episode of Developmentally Speaking.
If you could, please click that subscribe button.
And don't forget to punch that bell icon so you can get notified whenever we go live or drop a new video every Monday. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next
Developmentally Speaking.